Can you mine Ethereum on a laptop? The answer is not that simple. It's yes and no. Now, we've seen all over social media people saying, oh, look, I can mine Ethereum on my phone, or I can mine Ethereum on a Raspberry Pi, or I can mine Ethereum on some laptop that I've got that I was going to throw out. Now, all of that is just dodgy, and if you see stuff like that, run a mile, because they do not know what they're talking about. Now, speaking from experience, as someone who got into the cryptocurrency industry when it first started out, and, you know, don't believe me, you can look all over my studio and see this. There's a ASIC miner just sitting right there, and if you don't know what an ASIC miner is, it's an application-specific integrated circuit miner. So they're dedicated hardware that does nothing but mine Bitcoin and crypto. And if you're looking around, the other thing you can see is one of the early little Bitcoin miners that used to be on USB. They're quite cute. Anyone that's been around will know what I'm talking about. But back to Ethereum and mining on a laptop, because that's what this video is all about. So I wanted to show you live, as in right now, totally unscripted. I'm not using any pre-recorded stuff. If you can glance in the corner here, I've got a laptop that is on right now, and I'm going to take you there on, see, the wonders of technology. And just to prove that's me, there's my hand. Hello. As you can see on the laptop now, if you zoom in a bit, this is a Dell laptop. It's a gaming laptop. It cost me quite a few $1,000s, and it has a really good graphics card in it. Now, I'll just point you to it. This nvidia GeForce RTX 2070. Now, that's the device manager there. You can see it. I'm not hiding anything. This is totally transparent. The only thing I've done to this laptop, and what I advise people to do when they're looking at mining, is to have a look at the graphics drivers. And in this case, you'll see down here, the driver versions are the NVIDIA drivers, not the stock standard drivers that come with Windows. So in terms of setup, anyone who's done any sort of mining will tell you, get the drivers that work. In this case, what we're going to do is use NiceHash. Now, before we get started, there's one other little thing I've done, is I have put a cooling pad underneath that laptop, because if I was to turn that laptop on, it's going to get super, super hot. So in the interest of transparency, I'm going to load this right now. I'm going off camera a bit, and I'm going to go over here, and we're going to turn on NiceHash. So we'll just turn this off. And I don't know why NiceHash, there we go. So for those that don't know, NiceHash is some mining software which sits on your computer, and there's different software that you can use. Don't have to use Windows. You can use a dedicated operating system if you like, that's specific for mining, because Windows runs all sorts of nonsense in the background and it takes up resources that, quite frankly, you don't need. People often ask how to mine Ethereum on a Windows laptop. This is how to mine Ethereum. Okay, this is what we're doing right now. Now, I've already installed NiceHash. I've already got an account with NiceHash. The software is configured out of the box. I'm not using anything special. And all I'm going to do right now is hit start mining. And what will happen is you'll see this nice black window kick off. Anyone that's done any sort of mining will know that this is completely legitimate, completely above board. And here we go, mining Ethereum. Now, it's running some sort of introductory loading software at the moment. It's going to reach out to the Ethereum network. Oh, here we go. Look, my Dell support has just decided to come up and tell me that I've still got support with a laptop. That's how you know it's live, guys. And here we have it. Now, if you have a look carefully, it says core device, and it has here 28.58 megahash. And it also talks about the power and efficiency. Now, megahash is just a measure of the performance of your mining operation. So I'm not going to get into really nerdy specific talk. I just want to give you an overall view for people who know nothing about mining. Think of it like how fast your car is. That's how fast this is. So right now, we're mining Ethereum. Cool. It's as simple as that. Not really. Now, as you're about to hear, If you can hear that in the background, my fan on the computer has started up. So my computer is actually starting to work, and that is, I've already got a fan under there. That's the internal fan on the Dell that's just fired up, and it's getting hot. These things run hot. They generate a lot of heat. If I didn't have a cooling fan underneath, it could start crashing. You can hear it start to ramp up. There we go in the background. It's running hot. Now, people might be looking at this and they'll be thinking to themselves, yeah, I can mine Ethereum on my gaming PC. I could mine Ethereum on an old laptop. And the answer to that is, yes, you could, but you probably don't want to. And there's a reason for this. Let me go back into NiceHash and show you the reason. So we'll just duck over here. We can leave that mining going on in the background. And as you can see just down here, right here, it says that if I was mining, if I was to let this run, I'd be earning $1.56 a day. That's right, $1.56 a day. Now, I did program in my electricity cost into that, so NiceHash is calculating that, and a lot of people don't. A lot of things on YouTube, people talk about making millions from mining and how they're buying the latest graphics cards. What they don't tell you is they're buying like a $2,000 graphics card and they're only making a couple of bucks a day. It's simply not worth it. You'd be better off stocking shelves at the local supermarket than mining this right now. So it's a bit of a joke. It really is. And I'm not here to sell you anything. I've got nothing to sell you. I'm just telling you how it is. The other thing to look out for, the other sort of gotcha that all the YouTubers and gurus don't want to talk about, is the cost. The electricity cost to run these things is enormous. If you were to look up back behind me at this ASIC miner, that costs about the same in terms electricity. That consumes as much electricity as the average household. So if you want to double your electricity cost, buy one of those and plug it in. It'll also generate a lot of heat as well. And it sounds like a 747 taking off, an aeroplane taking off. It's out of control. Now, one of the things I've got to share with you, and this is from me doing this for a while. I'm just going to reach across and grab this little device. I'll flick back to the screen. This is critical. Now, for those that don't know, this is a little device that measures power. So you plug the back of it into your electrical socket. In Australia, it actually goes that way. We've got 3 of these little prongs, and what it does is it has a little LED readout on the screen, and it tells you how much power your device is consuming. And you can add your power cost in terms of kilowatts or per hour, or however you pay with power. You can add it in here via these little buttons, and it will tell you how much your device is actually costing you in terms of dollars. So you can plug this into the laptop and say, hang on a minute, that on a 24-hour period, that laptop cost me 50 cents to run. Or maybe it cost me $1 to run, depending on where you are in the world and your electricity cost. Let's say it cost you 50 cents. And let's say you bought this laptop and it's gone down. You can see it's gone down. Oh no, it's gone up. It's $1.62. We're rich. So $1.62. So let's say, hypothetically, that your power cost is 50 cents a day. You're making $1. That's $365 a year. Is it worth it to you to have that laptop right there running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with a fan somewhere in your house for $300? Probably not. I paid $2,700 for that laptop in the past 12 months. It's going to make $300 a year if I'm mining Ethereum. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And that's why people are paying more money for graphics cards and dedicated machines like the dedicated ASIC miners. This is a dinosaur now. If I was to plug this in, it wouldn't make money at the current Bitcoin price. And that's another thing to think about as well. The price of Bitcoin, the price of Ethereum does go up and down. It does fluctuate quite a lot. So if the Ethereum price was to jump to 10 grand, congratulations, I've just doubled my money. So instead of making $1, I'm making $2 a day. So again, you guys need to factor that in when it comes to your computer and how powerful that is, and what, say, some software like NiceHash is projecting that you could make. So I'd love to hear from you if you've used mining software before, if you're thinking about mining on a laptop, or maybe you've bought a graphics card and you're not sure which one would be suitable to mine, say, Ethereum versus another altcoin other than Bitcoin. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you've seen something on social media that you're not sure about, if someone's told you that they could mine on your Xbox, your PlayStation, your iPhone, your Samsung, let me know. I'd happily do a video about it and put it all to rest. So now you know, you can mine Ethereum on a laptop. You can mine Ethereum on a desktop. Is it worth your while doing that? Probably not. But only you know how powerful your computer is. Only you know if it's, beneficial for you to leave a high-powered laptop like the one I've got here on for a whole year and only earn $300. But then again, you've got to factor in the cost of electricity, and you've got to factor in the price of the coin. So if Ethereum doubles, so do your mining earnings. And so, for some people, it's worth the risk. For me, it's not worth the risk having a high-performing laptop sitting there with a fan under it for an entire year. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.